Welcome to the Magnetic Presence Podcast. I'm your host, Joey Freddy Larson. And in today's episode, we're going to talk about the power of doing what others don't and or won't. That's right. We're going to talk about why going above and beyond will create raving fans, loyal clients, and word of mouth referrals and sales that you will have so much business coming your way you won't know what to do. So welcome. I am excited for this one. And here's the thesis of this. So many business owners, especially in the beginning, so I'm talking more so to people who are newer, who aren't necessarily beyond the 6 and 7 figure mark. So many people are trying to scale and automate and delegate and do things like the top 7 and 8 income earners in their field are doing. However, you're not there yet. So you have to match your strategy with the stage and phase that you are in your business. And many people, many business owners, myself included at one point, you were thinking that you need to do all these big, massive things like automation before you actually just take care of the customers and clients that you have right now using intimacy and personalization. So many people, they make the mistake of trying to build all these systems before you're actually even providing the service. You're thinking, oh, I got to leverage everything and I got to scale before you've even really built trust or those raving fan testimonials. But in the early stages of business, when you're not a behemoth, see that the lights popped when I yelled. If you're just listening to this right now, you're missing some cool visuals right here. We got a light show happening. But what I was saying is, in the early stages of your business, when you're smaller, your biggest advantage is not scale. It is care and personalization. See, when you're a massive behemoth, when you've got tens of thousands or millions of clients, that's very difficult to provide that personal service. To do that also means scaling a massive team. But in the beginning, when you're a personal brand business, often it's just you. Maybe you have a virtual assistant or two. Maybe you have some support people. Maybe you even have a coach that you've hired. But it is care in the beginning, personalization. It's putting in the extra effort, the extra attention, being able to do things fast that a behemoth cannot do. And it's having that personal human presence. Remember that human presence? Humanity, baby. And the business is, when you're small, in the early phases, when you create obsessive loyalty, usually you do that by doing something that your big competitors are unwilling to do. So I want to dispel and destroy the myth. If any part of you is thinking, oh, I can't start, or I'm the newbie, there's already so many people doing this. That is your exact advantage. The massive personal brands, they can't do the personal things that when you're just starting and you have 3 clients, 5 clients, 10 clients, 50 clients, they can't do those things. So that is your leverage. That is your way into a market, by doing things that other people are not willing or can't do, going over and above to provide that extra personal service. So this episode is going to explore the power of doing the unscalable while you still can. Because eventually when you scale and then you become the big boy or the big lady in town, then you're not going to have the privilege or the opportunity maybe to do some of these things. The bigger you get, the more you have to systematize, automate, delegate, AI through things. So this core thesis that I want to get you at is, if you're new, you are in this unscalable phase often where this is your best positioning, where you're able to position yourself in a way that no one else can, because you are doing things that are unscalable. You're getting your raving fan testimonials. You're getting word of mouth referrals. You're actually building your reputation right now by doing things way over the top that other people and other businesses, when they get bigger, cannot do. You're building emotional connection, personal relationships. And this phase is where you're starting to justify your premium prices. You're doing the things now that are blowing people's mind and saying, wow, for what you provided for me, I would have paid double, triple, 5 times, 10 times that value. And then when you do jump up your prices and realize that, hey, this is worth way more, it's justified. All your fans will do it instead of the opposite, where you you start with your prices sky high and then you don't deliver the goods. Way better to under promise and over deliver, because scaling, when you get to that point, scaling at the scale stage where you're growing by thousands or tens of thousands, it's a lot harder to develop that loyalty and that personal service. But in the beginning, loyalty, building loyalty when you are small and when you just have a small group of clients or a small community, that is when you're building that loyalty, which will then allow you to create scale. So we're going to talk about, I think it's 7 ways, 7 categories that you can do things that others will not. You can do the unscalable. You can go over and above to create these raving fans. Number 1 is straight up personal attention. And these are some things that most business owners don't do. You see, you start and you're like, oh, I got to automate everything. I got to use automations and delegations and I'm going to make AI do everything. And so you miss out on this huge opportunity. So the one way to think about this, and a good little hack for you, is do the things that business owners had to do before technology, before the internet, before social, before these incredible softwares, before all of AI. Like, what did you used to do? You used to have to like knock on doors. You used to actually pick up the phone, call people, go see people in person when you were out and about. You're at a coffee shop, you'd be at a networking event. You have that luxury right now when you are brand new. And often that's a faster way to build things. Like what's faster? Getting 20 strangers who've never met you and don't even follow you on Instagram to then follow you and then trust you and know you and like you and then buy from you, or reaching out to 20 people that you already know, old school, analog, human to human style. So I'm going to give you a list of some personal things that you can do. You can send personalized video responses. Pick up your phone, somebody sends you an email or comments on something, video reply to them right away. And then they're like, holy shit, this is a real human being. When's the last time a real human being from a big corporation? Usually it's like their AI bot replying or their AI chat bot. But oh man, this is a human being, took time out of their day to send me a personal message. That's huge. Send voice notes instead of just a cold text. I have been loving this recently. I don't know why I didn't do this earlier either. We're all beep bop booping with our text. There's no subtext, there's no energy, there's no presence, there's no vibration frequency in a text. It's just dry, cold characters. Might as well be just like wingdings. But you pick up a voice note, send people a voice reply instead of texting them. You can put some energy, some enthusiasm. They hear your voice, they hear your laugh, they hear the tone. Remember that communication is, what do they say, 80%, 90% nonverbal? So if you're only doing the verbal thing, the text, just the words, you're only really communicating 20% as powerfully as if people could hear your voice and then on video, they can actually see you, read your body language, read your nervous system and all those things. Things like a personal welcome to each client. Again, that could be an email, that could be a voice note, that could be a video, but someone joins your program, they went out of their way to join. Maybe they went on it, like it can be a bit of a leap of faith to trust someone, to be like, here's my credit card, here's my money, I've got this problem and I trust you to help me. They're praying to God that you are the answer, or the universe or source. They're praying to somebody that, I hope I'm not getting scammed and I hope this person can really help me. So how reassuring is it if right away they get a voice note, a video, an email that is clearly personalized and not just tagging their name from their email and it's a generic thing. Remembering details about clients' lives. Do you know when their birthday is? Do you see on social that their spouse had a birthday, or is it an anniversary? I've had clients recently where it's their birthday, it's their spouse's birthday, they had an anniversary, and I see stuff pop up and it's, hey, congratulations. Could I do that if I had 10,000 clients right now? No, probably not. Or I'd have to hire a whole team of people. Like you guys are you're the birthday division. But right now I see something pop up, that little personal thing, and then they think, oh, he cares about me. He's paying attention to my life. That goes a long way, especially in an AI age where human connection is rare. To show a client that, hey, you're a real human being, not just, you don't see me just as a number or a Stripe notification or a PayPal deposit. Doing follow-ups after sessions without being asked. This is actually what prompted me to do this. I was on social media. I was on Facebook. I saw one of my clients share something. She shared a link to her priority waitlist for her new program where she's bringing in one of her first waves of new clients. And I looked at the landing page, the website, and I instantly noticed that there are several things that if she were to tweak them, optimize them, improve them, she will have a much higher conversion rate. So I realized right away, like, your landing page is leaking clients. And I know that she's also paying for ads on Instagram, Facebook, maybe even TikTok ads, and sending traffic to there. So what does that mean? I see it immediately, and this stuff jumps out at me like Neo in the Matrix, where he sees all the ones and zeros, and I immediately know, okay, you can make this tweak, make that tweak, this headline tweak. There's some formatting things. This button needs to be above the fold. This image could be moved. These are all best practices, but sometimes when someone is new, especially in the business space, they don't know that. They just had to work their ass off to get any page up there. And so what I did, I didn't ask her. I hopped on Zoom. I hit record on Zoom. I did a screen share. I went through her whole landing page in desktop view, then in mobile view. And I went through and made all my suggestions because 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 I want to do good by her. I want to go over and above for her. Did I have to do that? No, it was outside of our sessions. My obligation is to this client at this point is we do 2 calls a month. It's a group program. It's not a one-on-one program. Usually in those group calls, we do hot seats. So she could have be like, hey, can you take a look at my landing page? And I would have done it then. But it's like, it's not technically a work day for that program or for those clients for me, but I saw it and I could have just scrolled. Oh, this looks like there's some problems here. This is trouble. She's probably losing leads and clients and sales here, and moved on. Be like, well, she asked me about it next time, but no, I'm going to go out of my way to do that. So I took the screen record, took me 17 minutes. Then I posted it in our Facebook community group, made a little note, said, hey, I saw this on social. I clicked on the link. I saw some things that jumped out at me. I think you're leaking leads, which means you're eventually going to be leaking sales. Here are the fix. And then the other thing that I did over and above, I know that she has a virtual assistant who helps build her pages. So I took the transcript for that recording, threw it into my AI, and said, can you generate a summary of the optimizations and improvements that I suggested, so that she can just give it directly to her VA, and the VA can look at the video as I'm scrolling through the landing page, and he or she can just look at the summary and, like a checklist, go through. Think of the value of that. That is massive, massive value. And let's just do some math on that. So say 100 people land on that and it's converting at, say, 30%. She's getting 30 out of 100 people who land, give her email and join her wait list. But if I see like a leaky bucket there and I can bump that up to 40% or 50%, all of a sudden she's got 20 brand new people that otherwise might have scrolled off and might not have given their we can actually might not have given their email. We'll do a whole other episode where I'll go through optimization things, like the top 10 ways to optimize your landing page, because one of my favorite things to do. And here's the other thing: not only am I helping this individual client, but I see that as I'm helping all of her potential future clients. And this client in particular, she's a nurse, and her online program is helping women who have been battling chronic fatigue and prolonged exhaustion. And she has a group program where she helps them rewire their cellular biology so that they're more energized, they're getting better sleep, and they're just feeling amazing now. And so for me, if I don't do that extra little thing, then like, what is that? Is that, even if that's just one woman out there who didn't find her program and is living with fatigue and the ripple effect that has on her family, doesn't have the energy to spend time with her kids, with her spouse, maybe her relationship breaks down, maybe she can't deliver the goods at work, so she ends up not able to get a promotion, or worse, gets laid off. So for me, that over and aboveness that I did, I spent, again, it was maybe half an hour. If we wanted to call all of it an hour, I spent an hour to make a raving fan of one of my clients, and the ripple effect of people that I may never know. I might never meet those people, but I might have just changed dozens of families' lives or kids' lives, where they finally got their mom back, their mom who's dead exhausted, not able to play with them, not able to go to family events or school events, and just down and out, feeling like they're robbed of their life. Now, these people will land on this landing page, opt into her program, and then start feeling better, getting more energized, getting better sleep, and really have their life back. So I want you to just look at your clients, and every time when you're helping your clients, often it's not just those clients, it's the ripple effect. You're helping their family, you're helping their kids, their extended family, their friends and neighbors. If they have clients themselves, you're helping all of their clients. So the ripple effect is massive. And that's why I do this. And I do it because it's fucking good business. So doing things that your clients don't ask, just checking in on implementation. If you worked with a client and you help them, like you help them with a product or a service, follow up. Hey, did you install that thing? Did you implement that? Did you activate it? Did you launch it? How's it going? Do you have a follow-up question? Watch your clients work and proactively give notes. I think when you get bigger and maybe you start feeling swamped, or you start feeling resentment, oh, I got all these clients, I can't keep up with them. You don't have the opportunity to do these things, but in the beginning you do. And you should still figure out ways to do this by growing your team, or just doing it whenever you can out of the blue. You can't do it to everyone or for everyone, but you can do this. Staying on calls and sessions maybe a little longer. You might have set, okay, this is a half-hour call, this is an hour call. But when someone is in their darkest hour and genuinely needs your help, maybe you stay on a few extra minutes. Be like, you know what, I'm going to help you till you fix this. Now, energetically, I'll just throw the caveat on there. You need to guard your personal energy and your personal power, and you need to have some boundaries, and you need to watch that. But you know your energy and your boundaries best, so you can make that call. Normally, you meet clients and you meet customers at the 50-yard line. They meet you as the client, you meet them as the coach or service provider, and you don't cross or muddy those waters. But you get to make those calls. You know what? I'll spend the extra time. It's cool. Things like introducing clients to useful connections, networking. That's one of my favorite things in life. And it's so fucking easy. And you look like just like a champ. It's my favorite thing is making introductions. Well, you need to meet so-and-so. You'd love her. She does this, this, and this, and you guys got to work together. You guys would like, I do this all the time on Facebook. I used to do it when I was working with actors. I'd see like a casting notice, and I would tag my actor friends in that, or my actor clients. I don't need to do that. It's not my job. I'm not their agent. Or I'd just connect people. Oh, you're a director, you're a producer. Oh, you got to meet this actor. You're a writer, you got to meet this director. Just be the linchpin, the guy that brings people together. It's one of my favorite things. One of the reasons that I also really like hosting, because like hosting events and emceeing, because I get to be the person that brings the whole room together, brings the party together, helping clients with things maybe that are outside the paid scope. Again, you got to watch boundaries. You got to watch your personal energy. You can just be randomly showing up at people's house. Hey, I'm going to cut your lawn, but it might be a little weird. But you make that call and just know that going over and above, people will remember you forever, and they'll remember how that made them feel. Oh wow, he went out of his way for me. So again, people will remember how you make them feel way more than anything that you taught them. So focus on that. Number two, the second way that you can go over and above is when you're newer, when you're smaller, speed is your competitive advantage. Again, if you're a giant ship, giant boat, you can't move. It takes a long time to turn that thing around. It takes a long time. Like sometimes these big corporations, you send them an email and like they got 10,000 support tickets that day. And then you get the notice like, we'll do our best to return your email in 3 to 5 business days. I'm like, 3 to 5 business days in 2026, in the day of like instant messaging and DMs, where you can send me a letter in the mail to reply. Most businesses, when they get bigger, are painfully slow. So some unscalable things that you can be doing newer that are related to speed is same day replies, faster turnaround times, emergency support when they're in their big crunch moments in the business world. That's during launches. Can you give a little extra support during launches? And that might even be extra paid support, but where can you step in when clients need it the most? That might mean giving them quick feedback on submissions. They submit something like, hey, can you check this out? Can you look at this? Can you review this? Get it back to them, because again, time is money. In the case of business, like that landing page, if she had submitted her landing page to me, hey, can you check this? All the while that I haven't checked it and she hasn't made these updates, she's losing leads, which means she's potentially losing clients and sales. Can you do like overnight things, like they submit on a day and you have like a next day reply or a next day revision rule? Weekend support during crunch time, maybe on time where you normally wouldn't be available, you're able to. Fast onboarding. People join your program, pay you money, get them in, get them moving, get them into action fast. Get them the transformation. Never mind 8 weeks, 12 weeks, 16 weeks, 6-month program. Get them in and get them breakthroughs immediately. How fast can you do that? And you can often only do this when you're newer. So speed really communicates care. And it communicates that you're really competent, and there's some certainty in that, but especially care. Think about people in your family life, your friends, when you really need them and they get back to you fast. When you're in a dark hour, in a rough patch, and you reach out to someone and then a week later they reply, hey, what's up? You're like, well, thanks, but I kind of needed you in my darkest moment there. It would have been nice if you had replied then. The third way that you can do this is just designing an experience. Get away from this is just a service or a product. I'm designing an experience. This is a transformational experience. I'm inviting you to a transformation party, almost like everything is event. Most is an event. Most businesses deliver information, but very few businesses deliver an emotional memory. Be like, man, wow, I'm never going to forget that thing. So what is that? That's things like celebrating your clients publicly, sharing something of theirs on social, sharing a win, like maybe you had a one-on-one with them and they shared something with you and you hop in the group unsolicited and be like, hey, everyone, I just wanted to spotlight so-and-so. She's doing an incredible job. She just launched this or just had her biggest milestone, or here's this new thing. Why doesn't everyone give her a round of applause? That's so huge We live in a world right now where praise is people are so stingy with praise. You want to stand out? Say nice things and encourage people. We live in a world where there's so much division, divisiveness, haters, naggers. Sometimes people are like, they're like, what's the word? Like closest family and friends don't even support you. So if you can be the person like, man, nobody said congrats to me. Nobody gave me support except for this business person. Like I got more from a person I pay than my best friend or my family member. That's huge. Can you send surprise gifts? Something out of the blue. That's huge. Handwritten little thank you notes, something personal, milestone rewards. If your clients are hitting certain milestones, certain thresholds, can you send them something? Hey, congrats on your first launch. Congrats on your first 6 figures. Congrats on your first million. Congrats on your first 100 clients. Whatever it is in your market, just these little gifts, making clients feel like they're insiders. I like to talk to my clients like they're behind the scenes, like they're in on it right now, especially while my business doesn't have tens of thousands of clients. I'll let them know what I'm doing. I'll let them know some stuff in my personal life. I'll let them see my dog and talk about my vacation a little bit. Not a ton, because I'm there to help them. So it's not all about me, but share that. And I'll share some behind the scenes. Oh, check this out. Oh, I'm going to be rolling this out soon. You got to check this. Or what do you think of this? I'm about to launch this. What do you think about that? And I'll get some feedback from clients on the insides, and they feel like they're almost part of my business as like a VIP client. Where can you build rituals into your programs? Where can you do the little extras? One of the things that I often do is I'll send recaps. We'll do our group coaching calls, and then I'll send personal recaps for the hot seat people. And in this day and age, it's so easy to do that with AI. You talk about using AI. There's some things you don't want to use it for, and this is one that you can use it for, and it's amazing. Take the transcript of your call, throw it into your AI of choice. If you need to, pick the time code and say, I had a hot seat with so and so. Can you review their hot seat? And then you drop into the community or via email, you drop a summary of their call. So rather than them have to take the time to go into the portal, watch the replay, scrub through the video, and find their spot to get their breakthroughs and all their ahas and takeaways, I just serve it up to them on a silver platter. Now, can I do that in the future when I have 10,000 clients? Maybe not. Or I'll have to have a virtual assistant, another coach do that. But now I know that I can do that, and it takes me like maybe 5 minutes to do that. Maybe. Transcript, AI, give it the prompt, copy and paste, throw it in an email or throw it in a group. That's so fast. So people will stay in your community, in your business, in your ecosphere when they feel seen, and doing those things, that's a personal connection. And I feel like right now, my first clients, no matter what your business is, you want your first clients to feel like they got in on the ground level. There's some businesses that the longer you've been with them, the more you get screwed over, specifically telecom. I'm talking to you in Canada, Rogers, Bell, where the longer ago that you signed up for their program, the shittier deal you got, the shittier service you got. And all of their new clients and new marketing is like, this is the best deal ever. This is the 50% off deal. Software does it a lot too, where it's like, well, I've had your software for 5 years and nobody ever sends me an email. Hey, you want to get a discount? You want to get something extra? So where can you do that with your people? Number 4, things that you can do that are labor intensive that you can't do once you scale. So there's many things that don't scale. Anything customized. You do a customized audit, a customized review, customized feedback, personal feedback, actually taking the time to audit, I was going to say watch or audit sales calls or webinars. We do that on our group calls where I'll look at a chunk or they can submit like a 5-minute chunk of their webinar, their opening, their pitch, their offer, their origin story, any part that they've like, I feel a little shaky. Can you see what I'm doing here? That might be, like I said, hopping on their website or a landing page. Can you help them rewrite a headline? Can you do some role play, some mock presentations? It might be a personalized strategy, like sending them video notes, one-on-one support. Like the goal when you're scaling is to build a group one to many. But in the beginning, you're not one to that many. And you want to create raving fans. Well, the first 5, 10, 50 people that you're working with, treat them like they're one-on-one. And yeah, you got to watch your energy. You got to watch that you're not building something that is unsustainable and that you're going to burn out and then you're going to start resenting all your clients. Do not do that. I'm not saying do that. Where can you manually review things? Can you role play and rehearse with clients? So many people are under delivering while charging premium prices. You pay these premium prices and you're like, that's it? That's all I get? And I don't get any like actual access to you? So they're over promising and under delivering. Don't do that. Under promise, over deliver. Number 5 is building community. And when I say that, community isn't just a Facebook group. Oh, I built a community. There it is. I pressed a few buttons and there's this place where people can go, but I'm never there. You need to be there and you need to be the energy. You or someone on your team needs to be sparking those conversations, dropping things in that group, dropping videos, resources, starting questions, starting conversations. Community is intentional relationship design. So that might be introducing new members, introducing members to each other, spotlighting members, matchmaking, collaborations, encouraging people who are quiet. Hey, I haven't heard from you in a little while. What do you think about this? Or, hey, if you're doing a group call, something like, let's do a hot seat. I would love to do a hot seat with someone who has never done one before, someone who's new to me, new to the community. Let's work with you rather than the old favorites, the people who've been around, the people who are bold and not afraid to take up space. Sometimes people early on in new groups, I know I've been there, where it was scary to raise my hand, even if it's a Zoom hand, and say, hey, can I get some help? You feel like you're getting judged. Maybe you're not used to being in this group. Now it's like, I don't have any, like, if I need help, I want to get help. Sometimes I'll sit back and learn from other people's calls. But when someone's new, where can you help them out? Can you host extra hangouts? Can you encourage people to start their own little pods and their own little support groups, create accountability groups? Again, celebrating members' wins, helping clients make friends. Because the thing about that is I'm in a lot of programs, and I know this happens a lot, where the initial person running the program maybe in the end isn't even the biggest reason they're still in the program. That person's incredible, who is their key coach, mentor, but then it's the other 20, 30, 50 relationships that they've made where, like, I would never leave because I love all these other 30 people that I get to see once a week or once a month or once a quarter. I'm in many groups like that. Now, yeah, can you help them facilitate referrals between each other, create a sense of belonging? So the strongest businesses often create these ecosystems where it is a community, where it's a group. And again, in an AI world where people are more disconnected than ever before, this is like a master stroke for you right here. Number 6 is reducing risks. When you're small, you can reduce risks that maybe a big company cannot do. So where can you go ahead? Where can you go above and beyond to reduce uncertainty? And that might mean you do extra flexible payment plans that maybe later you're not able to do. But in the beginning, you know what, I can do an extenuating circumstances. You rather help the client out, and rather than them stop their plan and then they disappear and they don't get the transformation and they don't pay out the rest of their payments, maybe you make an exception for them. Extra support, again, bonus sessions when they need it, reviewing their work or reviewing what they need to have reviewed before they even ask you, helping clients troubleshoot something live. You know what? Let's hop on a quick call right now. Let's fix this. I can nip this in the bud. let's spend 5 minutes on the phone. Saying something like, you know what, I'm gonna, don't worry, I'm gonna stay here until it's solved. I got you. Just that phrase, hey, I got you. That's a good one. I got you. Nope, I got you. I got you. You're in good hands. I got you. That's often all people want to know. They're just like, please, would someone just get me? Can someone get my back? So that might mean walking a client through an implementation. Again, when you're scaling, can't do that. You got to build the business so those things are automated. But in the beginning, you have that luxury. So why not take it? People will often buy relief, not just information. Number 7 is anything physical touch in a digital world, physical experiences. And right now, again, especially anything in person, human, anything that's not AI or automated, huge. Handwritten notes, actual physical welcome kits, sending them books, sending them merch, little gifts, coffee cards, or like a physical workbook that they get so they can follow along with at home, actual real mail. Like all this is under the category of zigging when other people are zagging, or zagging when other people are zigging, doing the things that other people aren't doing. When everything is automated, mass marketing, scale, 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 you do the things that nobody else is doing. Hand deliver a note to them. Digital businesses at many levels have become completely emotionally sterile. So you have this opportunity to be personalized. So it's what I want to talk about is most people in your so is this, what is this, number 7? I think I did the 7. Let's talk a little bit about content. Now, content, a lot of people treat content just like bait, where I'm just throwing it out there, snag you. Yeah, I'm going to throw the lowest value thing, and then hopefully you grab it and come and buy something. But what can you do to go above and beyond in your free content? Giving away, I guess this is a bonus. This is a bonus category. So this is bonus number 8 here. I said 7, but this is number 8. See, I'm over delivering. I said I was going to give you 7 ways to go over and above. I'm giving you 8 ways to go over and above. So give away genuinely useful frameworks, recording personal answers, again, on your social media, video reply, a voice note, doing something public for someone, longer, thoughtful responses. I had a call with, or not a call, a DM conversation with someone last night for like an hour, and they're not a client. They just reached out. They might be a client in the future, but I had the time. I genuinely wanted to help this person. So we spent back and forth. A little bit it was texting, and then I was sending a lot of voice notes. I was on a walk with my dog too, so there was some back and forth. Now, can I do that when I have 10,000 clients out of the blue when they're not paying me for that? Probably not, but I can do that right now. And I wanted to genuinely help this person, and then who knows, maybe she ends up enrolling in one of my programs. So where can you help non-buyers? That might be staying longer at the end of live streams or at the end of your free trainings, actually over delivering, where it's not just like, oh, it was just a bunch of fluff and then a sales pitch. No, I actually got something useful, something that I could implement, something that changed the way I thought, changed the way I saw things. So whether they buy or not, do they walk away changed? And people can feel when your content is transactional versus when it's genuinely helpful. And here's the hidden benefit to, let's bring this ship back to port, baby. The hidden benefit of doing the unscalable is this teaches you so much about your clients. It teaches you all about their objections, all about their doubts and their worries. It teaches you all about their customer psychology. What are they actually thinking? You want to get to know your client better than anyone else. It's just get in the trenches with them, spend time with them. You learn about their buying behavior. You can have conversations like, why did you even enroll? Or they might volunteer it. Hey, you know why I joined? Because when you were doing your content, you actually replied to me in the DMs and gave me personal service, and I had never seen that before. You're going to start to learn their emotional triggers, what language to use when you're positioning yourself with them. You'll learn about any onboarding friction, like where were things a little bumpy for them. Maybe there was moments where they were having some buyer's remorse and they were about to bounce or ask for a refund, but because you were right there holding their hand, you fixed it before they decided, you know what, I don't think this is for me. You can also learn about product gaps. Maybe you spend so much time with your clients that you realize, hey, these people need something and I'm not even offering it right now. Now you don't always need to do that, and you're not always just going to create new products because your your clients might need it. It's like you got to, again, guard your time and protect your business, but learning what actually creates results for people. And so doing all this unscalable work, really what it is it's market research for you, but it's disguised as service. So you're getting all this research by providing a service. So your clients are loving you for it, but really it's this it's a research project. It's a psychology, like it's an operation that you're doing here. And so the danger here that again, I want to clarify with you, when you're new, sometimes people, they just start and the only thing they're thinking about is, I got to scale, scale, scale. I got to scale to the moon. I don't even have one client and I got to get to 1,000. I got to get to 10,000. So most people automate themselves into irrelevance right away. So people don't even get to feel you. You don't even get to provide the service because you're just thinking like, I got to get 1,000,000 emails. I got to get 1,000,000 clients. I got to get all these Stripe notifications and PayPal sales. So you remove the human touch too early. You over systematize, you outsource care, you hide behind automations, you prioritize efficiency over effectiveness. And what happens is many business starts try to scale before you've even done anything remarkable. And better to do the things like be outstanding, be remarkable, be mind-blowing, build raving fans with your first waves of clients, so that all you're doing is getting testimonials, evangelicals who they talk about your business for you, right? That's what you want. You want people to shout there, oh, you got to go see Joey. You got to go see Joey. I already have that with a handful of people. They tag other people on Facebook. They're like, he's amazing. Go work with him. And I love it. Now, why am I getting that? Because I deliver the goods and then some. I go over and above, like with the client that I did today. So the other danger, though, this is a double-edged sword, though. You still, while you're doing all of this unscalable things, you still need to have an eye for the future of the business. In fact, you should really be working from the future business, thinking, what does the done and finish business need? When I'm there, when I have the 1,000 or 10,000, what does this look like? And then you work backwards. So if you don't do that, you can accidentally building yourself a prison, or just building yourself something that is so unsustainable. And you do see this where people do this not realizing they're doing it, and then they're like, this is completely unsustainable. All my work is one-on-one. I'm way over delivering. I'm undercharging. Boundaries are crossed. I have no time. It feels heavy. And then what do? They're like, I got to shut it all down. I got to close my business. Or they're secretly dreading growing because they're like, how could I grow? I'm already spent. My energy is spent. My time is spent. Emotionally, I'm drained. I have no personal power because I gave it all away. And so you have to do that in a measured way. So it's provide the over and above service, but do it in a way knowing I'm sprinkling this on, like this is icing on the cake, or like some icing powder, sugar powder, cherry on top. Not your entire system involves, everything goes through you and everything is personal, because eventually those systems are going to matter. Delegation matters, automations, setting those boundaries, but the key is timing. You have that opportunity when you're new right now. So it's not one or the other. I'm going to fully automate it and never going to talk to a human being myself, or I'm going to do everything personalized and no automations, no delegations. To grow a digital business, you need systems. You need to delegate, you need to automate, you need to delete things, you need to get things off your plate, and you do really need to be focusing on just your highest value things as the business owner and as the CEO. So it's a little bit of both, but you can earn that leverage by being exceptional, be incredible in the beginning. Your first few people, like, they're like, I never had an experience like that. They call it the white glove treatment, where everything was on a silver platter, VIP, red carpet. And then people are like, whoa, I got to tell all my friends about this. Now, so the closing message here is, in the early stages, your willingness to care deeply and spend extra time really is your edge. Your willingness to respond faster, to help people more, to pay more attention, to remember things about them, to follow through, to stay late, to give more than expected, to go over and above. And most people, they're looking for hacks. We live in a world where everyone's trying to take shortcuts. How can I do the least for the most? But your reputation is still built the old-fashioned way. It's through service that people talk about afterwards. So do enough that people feel overly grateful. They're like I feel like I'm like ripping this guy off. That's what I want my clients to feel. It's like I would have paid tenfold for what he's doing. I can't believe the amount of value that I'm getting from this. And then do they hesitate to tell their friends? No, they're like, no, you got to go do this. You're making a mistake by not working with Joey. And I want to share that a ton of what I'm doing and what I've shared with you today, I've learned from my friend and my business coach, James Wedmore. He has an 8-figure business. He's been in the digital business, online business, personal brand space for 19 years, sold over $100 million in digital products, and at the same time, still continues to go over and above, still wows his clients, still does things at a personal level that blow your mind, when you'd think like, how can you do this? You have tens of thousands of clients. Why? Because he cares and because he's smart and he knows that this goes a long way. But genuinely, it's because he's got a big fat heart and he really likes to help people, myself included, and he really cares about his clients and the ripple effect and the impact that he's having on the world. That is why he does this. He doesn't need the money any longer. And at the same time, he helps his clients systematize and automate and delegate and build all the systems and structures so that you can scale to the moon and get rid of all those bottlenecks and blocks. And right now, he has his once a year free training called the Business Breakthrough Experience. And I want to invite you to take up a free ticket and join me there. I return every single year. I think this year will be my 6th time. I always have huge breakthroughs. Most people, myself included, say that this training is worth more than full courses and programs that people have paid $2, $3, $4, $5,000 for. And that is the truth. Now, what does he do in this training? He's going to show you the 5 core ingredients that every business, including yours, needs to grow to start if you're brand new, but then needs to grow and then needs to scale. And he's going to specifically talk about his huge breakthroughs to help you uncover the blind spots and the blocks that may be holding you back from the next level in your business and your life. Because just like us, he's been doing it for 19 years and he has $100 million in sales, but he started at zero. So he's going to talk about his breakthrough to go from zero to 280,000 in a year. Then he's going to talk about how he went from 280,000 to a year to 1.2 million. And then he's going to talk about his biggest massive breakthrough, where he went from 2 million to 10 million. And all of those financial breakthroughs were preceded by a psychological breakthrough, a mental breakthrough, a shift in perspective, a new idea, a new way of thinking. Almost all those breakthroughs came from someone external. He had a coach, he had a mentor, he read a book, he got a new idea, a new perspective, a new insight, something that changed his thinking and then unlocked his biggest breakthroughs. And I've worked with James for several years now. He's brilliant. You're going to love this training. And to get your free ticket, you can go to joeyfreddylarson.com/BBE. That's B for business, B for breakthrough, E for experience.
Hi, James Wedmore here, and thank you so much for registering for our free training experience called the Business Breakthrough Experience. Now, on this page and in this short little video that I've prepared for you, I have all the deets and information that you need to get the absolute most out of this training. So I want to make sure that you reserve the date, put it in your calendar, and do everything you can to show up live, because you know that being in the energy of this experience is the most valuable for you. and your business. Now, I want to take a few moments and share with you a little context and background behind why I do this. So first, if you don't know me, I started my online business over 19 years ago. Today, I've generated over $100 million in online sales. And yeah, it's having a digital business that's allowed me to live an extraordinary life of freedom, of travel, of living where I want, and do all the things that really give you an extraordinary life. And I love doing that for my clients as well, because if there's anything we do have in common, it's that you get to get paid to make an impact and a difference in other people's lives. And that's also what I've been able to do, is help thousands and thousands of personal brands and online experts like yourself start, grow, and scale the heck out of their digital business. So this entire experience that we're about to go on together starts with a few very simple premises that I want to lay out for you right now. The first is that every single one of us, including yours truly, have something that I call a business blind spot. It's just like a blind spot while you're driving in your car. It's something that you can't see, yet because you can't see it, you don't even know that you can't see it. It's outside of your field of awareness or your attention. And so if you don't know that it exists and you're unaware that something is a problem for you in your business, how the heck would you ever go about solving it? And that's where we begin. I designed this training to give you a 360 set of mirrors to look at yourself and your business, so you could uncover the invisible hidden blocks and problems that naturally exist in all businesses, so that we can solve them and scale to the next level. The next principle that I want to share with you that I think is going to be important is, I noticed long ago that your business is a reflection of you. And that's a really good thing. What that means is when you grow, your business grows with you. In fact, most people stifle growth or hit plateaus because of a very simple constraint or bottleneck that exists in the business. One of which is that you can't grow beyond the level of problems that you're willing or able to handle. So the more that you can encourage your own personal and professional growth, the more that manifests into your business. So you can imagine a lot of this training is going to be like a big fat mirror to show you things about yourself and how you show up in your business and how it's impacting the results you truly want to get. But most importantly, I'm going to show you the things that most of the marketing experts really don't want to show you. So what you'll discover as we go through this training together is it's not just another marketing funnel or tactic. It's really a crash course in business and how to run a business in a simple and efficient manner. A business that you actually enjoy, a business that's fun and light and easy. And most importantly, a business that gives you energy, doesn't drain it from you. But a warning to the wise, just because this training is free doesn't mean you shouldn't value it. In fact, every single year, our attendees say the same thing, that they got more value, clarity, and impact from this series than they did from the $2,000 courses that they've been investing in. So my huge request is this: if you've decided to sign up, then decide to show up and show up for yourself. That means be open, be present, and 100% coachable. Because to me, it is an absolute honor and privilege that I get to serve this next generation of thought leaders and personal brands like yourself. And I don't take that lightly. And I know you want to have that same experience serving your audience. So once again, thank you and welcome aboard to the Business Breakthrough Experience. I can't wait to see your next breakthrough. I'll see you in the training.
Go to joeyfreddylarson.com/BBE. You can get your free ticket. It's coming up soon, so make sure to register. I'll be there. I'll see you there. And in that breakthrough experience, he's going to help you make your next big breakthrough, like he has helped thousands of other people, myself included. So thanks for checking out this episode. We'll see you at the Business Breakthrough Experience, and we'll see you at the next episode of the Magnetic Presence Podcast. Final thoughts. Now go out there and just help someone. Do the unscalable. Do what people are not doing, which is being human in an AI world.